What's up? What's up? We're here with another episode of BoomBox Weekly.
You're listening to BoomBox Weekly.
What's up, y'all? We are here with another episode of BoomBox Weekly, and we have the beautiful, talented Miss Jenna Nolen in the building, the star of Carte.
Yes.
Go.
Yes,
Let's
I am
go.
Gentel Sharrie.
I'm Omar Cook, and you already know what time it is. We got a dope talent. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, guys.
Yes.
I'm excited.
Yes.
We're excited for you. I mean, I don't want to just hop into things, but I heard you had some tea that's piping off the stove.
Yes. Okay, so if anyone's watching who's a fan of Carte, I am sorry. We're not coming back for season 3. We're not coming back. But you know what? It's fine. I respect the decision for not coming back. I'm glad with how the story ended. We had an amazing season 1 and season 2, and I'm privileged even to be able to say that because most shows just get a pick up and drop or a pilot and drop. So to have 2 seasons on a black network with an all-black cast, it was really special, and I'm grateful for what it was and what it is, and I'm grateful that it can still be streamed online and Amazon Prime and all black, and I love the network, and I'm not going to part ways with the network ever. But it was really good. But no, we're not coming.
It's okay because we can always watch the episodes. You got to work with Megan Good, which is amazing. Like I know growing up, we all watched her whole career. So I bet that was like a full circle moment for you.
It was so crazy. So when I first met her, it was season 1, and we were doing. Me and Mike Morrell, we were doing the scene where he gives her a necklace, and she thought it was a ring, and it wasn't a ring. And she came for that day, and I was like, oh man, I was so nervous. I was like, oh my God, it's Megan Good. Like, I don't want to mess up. Like,
no, like that. I would be, Megan Good.
But she was so great. She was so great. And then she came for season 2 as well, and we talk on screen, off screen. Like, she's been an amazing role model in my life, and I'm forever grateful for her. And just for her to even say, like, you did a really good job. Like, you should be so proud of yourself. Absolutely. And it was just amazing to see her in the flesh, to work with her. She has such an amazing eye for directing. I wish she was directing more of the episodes. I wish she directed more of the episodes because it was amazing just to have a woman behind the camera, especially during those, like, really intimate moments where if you're having a sex scene or whatever, I would want a woman, behind the camera. She understands, But it was amazing working with her, genuinely.
That is amazing. Obviously, Megan is an idol, or icon that we grew up watching. So to work with her had to be a full circle moment.
It really was.
Life.
It really was.
Talk about your character for the people that haven't seen the show.
Okay, so which version? You want season 1 or season 2?
We want both.
No, okay. So season 1 of Carte, she was a Southern belle. She was strictly white picket fence. She wants to wait till marriage to have sex. She's very morally. What's the word I'm looking for? She has a lot of morals to her. And she had a boyfriend, Rodney, and she didn't want to have sex with him. Want to wait till marriage. She's from Valdosta, Georgia. Comes from a very bad parent background. Like, her mom is never really supportive. She thinks all these things about Sharrie. She's never good enough, and that honestly I think weighed on her. And then season 2 comes around, and if those of you who didn't know, season 1 Sharrie missed her birth control, and then she was pregnant, and then she gets an abortion because she thought she was saving Rodney and her because. Why would I go in this relationship? It's already chaotic. I'm not going to bring a baby into it. Right. And so then we find Sharrie's groove. She was like, I don't want this anymore. I want to just be free. I'm a new Sharrie. I want to do this. And that also lands her in a lot of trouble. She sleeps with her best friend's ex, her boyfriend's best friend. It was chaotic, but I think she found love. I think she found love in Brandon, who's played by Alex Jack. And that was a slow-burning love story. And I loved that love story. I loved that love story for Sharrie because it was finally a guy that she was able to just be her authentic self without judgment. And, of course, she met Derek, and then that whole thing, transponded. But it was really good for her. It was cool playing 2 different versions of her. I remember in the writer's room, I said, I wanted something different. I'm like, I didn't say I wanted Sharrie to go out and, do all this. But
be in the streets.
But I did say, I was like, I do want her to branch out. because I feel like that's coming. And then when her mom came into the picture, and then she had a brother, there was just so many layers to her character that I was like, yay, finally, like she has something to feed off of, like, because I was always wondering, why is she like this? Why is this? Why is this? Why is this? Right. And then when all these things just came into the bowl and her to just like explode into a whole different person, it was really fun to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was your favorite moment out of all the episodes, all the sets, behind the scenes?
Okay. So, wait. Okay, so my favorite scene to shoot was the tailgate scene from season 2.
Okay.
It was probably the biggest set we had because it was an RV and we were at Atlanta Metro College.
Okay.
And so we shut down the whole thing, and it was this big RV. It's so funny actually. So during the scene, we were getting out of the RV and I slammed my hand. Wow. Not on purpose. I slammed my hand because I'm just clumsy in between the RV and the door. Oh wow. RV and the door. I meant the door of the RV.
I understood. Yeah.
And it just slammed, and like I looked at Kendall. Kendall looks at me, and I'm like, my hand. I couldn't even speak. I was like, my hand. It's stuck. Oh, wow. And they just like came to my rescue. They pulled the door open, but then we had this scene to do afterwards, and you can literally see it in the scene if you watch it. I'm literally like, yeah, Rain, why? And I'm rubbing my hand in the scene because it actually hurt. But that was so fun because we shot like Jello shots at each other, and then we were just having a ball. Yeah. We had those little scooter things. I was just riding them off the set, and
trying to remember lines. While
my hand hurt. I'm just in there. I'm like, oh my gosh, Rain, that's so. Yeah, why is he doing? It was nuts, but that was.
I gotta
fun.
go back and watch the episode.
No, you have to. It's literally when I get.
Now
out
we're
of
gonna know why she was rubbing her.
Yeah, when I get out of the RV, I'm literally like this, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so crazy. And I'm just rubbing this part of my hand. It was the funniest thing.
You've got a number of credits to your name, and you've been working. So, what's and this was a big role for you with a la carte. So, would you say this is your favorite role? Or do you have another role that's been your favorite?
So I just wrapped a show called Slade.
Okay.
It's a vampire supernatural show.
Nice.
That was my favorite role I think I played, just because I'm tired of playing like just the pretty girl or this girl, the sex symbol. There's more to me. And I think a lot of women, you know what I mean? I feel like a lot of women can relate to that.
You want to give some levels.
Like, not saying bad juju, bad character. Like, I want some Rue and Euphoria type of thing. Some grit to it. Some stuff. And so that role, she came from nothing. Her parents were abusive. She had to take care of her sister. Yeah. And then she's actually not a vampire, but she runs into a vampire. Gotcha. And then she's like, what is going on? But the cops are after her because, oh my gosh, like you took your sister. You're not of age. Your parents are looking for her. It's a really dark and it's going to sound crazy, but I love to cry. But I love to cry in roles. I love to just feel my emotions. I'm a Cancer. I just love to cry. Okay.
That's real.
That's real. That's real. No, but that was my favorite role that I've played so far.
Amazing.
By far.
Okay. And then you are from Pennsylvania. Yeah. And you moved out here at 18.
Oh wow,
Yeah. So what made you take that big jump?
So I was in college. Well, I'll start from this. So I went to an arts high school, and then a lot of my auditions were in New York because I'm from Philly. Okay. So I was literally going from English class, I have to leave English class, go up to New York by myself, do this little 10-minute audition, train back, go try to make it back to school. If I didn't, okay, I didn't. Wow. And then that was my life for about 2 years. And then I was booking stuff in the meantime of that. And so that was hard going to school. And then my whole family comes from UPenn, Drexel, all these Ivy League schools. And so college was never like, you're not going.
Oh, you're going.
Yeah. You're going. Like, I'm confused. But so my mom and my dad were always like, just try it out. They did that my whole life. Whatever I'm doing, they're like, try it out. If you don't like it, you can always quit. You can always take a step back. So I really appreciate that about them because I did go to college and I went for a semester. I went to Bloomsburg University. Okay. I'm not paying my student loans. You can just forget that.
Right.
Yeah. So those little emails.
Give that to
Joe
collection.
Biden.
Forget. Give that to collection. It's not getting paid, baby. It's never getting paid.
Facts.
It's never getting paid. No, they're gonna come for me like, yo, you're so.
We saw BoomBox Weekly, and you was talking all that.
I didn't see my face.
Listen, I'm telling you right now, it's not getting paid, baby. Just so you just said that to collection. No, but so I went for a semester and I went for theater. And mind you, Bloomsburg was 2 hours away from Philadelphia, which was 2 hours away from New York. So that's 4 hours total away from New York. And back then, it was in person. There wasn't really self-tapes back then. So my gracious mother, she would drive 2 hours to come pick me up from Bloomsburg because as a freshman, you can't have a car on campus. I would have to drive with her back. I would go up to New York, do a 2-3 minute auditions, come back. It was a lot. It was a lot. And I felt like my career was just slipping through my fingers. And then I was in this theater class and they were teaching like how to audition, how to become an actor, how to get a manager. And I was like, I can teach it. I'm doing this now.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is pointless to me. And I said, and then I'm not going to say don't go to college. I'm not going to say that. But I'm going to say if you're going for the arts, you have to be very specific. If you're really going to go to college for the arts, I truly, in my opinion, do not think you need to go to college for that. Unless you want to go for like architect, set design and stuff like that. But for like singing, acting, dancing, I mean, maybe dance. But there's classes that you can take that are way less expensive than college. You're paying for room and boarding, etc. Anyway, long story short.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, if you're going for the arts, I mean, I've learned so much on being on my own and on YouTube and on Google and just being honestly in the world that I don't think college could have ever taught me. You know, like college didn't, or high school and college didn't teach you how to write a check or do a mortgage or none of that. So it's like, we're missing a lot of layers of life that we're not teaching.
Right.
Literally.
Anyway, so I moved out. I told my mom at the end of my semester I was having a really hard time. I was very depressed. And I said, and this is me being completely candid, I said, if you don't take me out of college, you're not going to have a daughter. And I said, I'm being honest with you. I'm like, I've never said that out loud. And I said, I need you to help me out of here because I'm not doing well. And then I left out of college. I spent 2 weeks at home really taking care of myself because I was severely underweight. I was taking everything under the sun you could have ever imagined in college. Very dark time. But then I said, I was like, I want to move to California. And she had no reservation. My parents had absolutely no reservations about me moving to college because, me moving to California. Because I was going to New York by myself and I was 14, 15 by myself. And so she goes, you're fine. You know, she tells me to this day, that was the easiest decision that I've ever made. Like me dropping off at college was harder than me letting you go to California on your own.
Wow.
And so I moved out at 18 and I only had, my aunt gave me $1,000, which was blessed be. That saved me for, like 2 months. And I shared a room with this girl. It was 4 roommates. We had a 3-bedroom, but I was sharing the master room with her. And I was like, I don't care. I'm just going to go. Yeah. Because I didn't have any credit, so apartments weren't approving me for anything. They weren't, no credit, no income, you're not getting approved. And so I moved out. And then I got a job. Like at Carte was my first job in Glendale. The second I landed in LA, I got that job. And then I've been here ever since.
Nice. And look at that success. Look at that. You've been going up.
Absolutely. YouTube University for one.
Yes.
Got you right. You can learn anything on YouTube.
Yeah.
These days. Like you said, college. I'm not saying anything wrong with college. I went to college. We graduated. That type of deal. But there's definitely some limitations there. With real life. You know what I'm saying?
No, seriously. Because I don't even use what I really learned in school.
What did you go to school for?
Mass communications.
I'm
using it, but it's not like.
Wait a minute.
I'm like, I don't know, like acting, like I don't know. Like there's just some things like with life that I'm like, did I really need this degree?
Yeah.
Like for what I'm doing here, it's like I'm not showing somebody I have a degree. You get what I'm saying? Like it's like there's no degree. Even with the job I have, my 9 to 6, I don't have to be like, oh, I graduated from here. Like it's literally you don't need it. So it's like, what was my point?
No,
like,
exactly.
What was the point?
What did you go to college for?
Same, mass comm.
You guys are doing. Look, if y'all would have said architecture, I would have had a conversation. But like,
it took me a minute to get into mass comm. Like I had to go on my own journey for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Figure it out. But obviously, it led back to this and entertainment. So that's been a blessing.
So we're gonna take a quick little break and give a shout out to our sponsors, 24/7 Live Culture. We are back with the lovely Jenna Nolen. And as you guys know, she is the star of a la carte. Yes. Y'all know they be getting hot and spicy on the show. We got to calm some things down.
Right.
Yes.
And as a woman, how was it like working in those intimate like settings? Because, you know, what we see, we're thinking like this actually happening,
right?
But it's not like actually
no, it's not. No, you know what's so funny? So I think somebody asked me, like, "Do you guys actually?" I'm like, "No." I'm like, "That would be no. We're not in the online streaming video things. No, we're not that. No, no. But it's very challenging as a woman. Also, I think as a man because. It's a very uncomfortable thing. It's like imagine you're with your partner in bed and someone's just recording you. Action, like go ahead, and then you have to just go ahead and then cut, and then you have to stop all of that. It's not fun. It's not. It's just very awkward. But I remember I made light like me and Mike. We had for season 1 we had this. It wasn't even a sex scene, but it was just a little intimate scene. And after we were like, so what's everybody having for lunch? Let's break the ice. Like what's happening? And then even me, Alex and I this season we did the same thing. And honestly, that was our first day on set. Yeah. Our sex scene. Oh, wow. It was our
first day.
Icebreaker. Yeah, no, it was a really big icebreaker. And so it was the first initial our characters met, the middle of our story, and then our sex scene, which was the end. And I called him the day before. I said, "Do you want to like come over or something? Like, do you want to just talk?" I said, "There's a lot to do tomorrow." I'm like, "Hold on, like I need. Who are you? What do you do?" Like I didn't know, and so no. But I think the importance of just being in that space, having a really good intimacy coordinator. Zuri, I will give my complete praise to anytime that I can, and she was my rock through and through. She held my hand through the entire thing. When things got tricky and rough, she was really there. She did not push me to do anything I didn't want to do. I told her, I was like, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing this. It was in my contract, I'm not doing this. And, like in times, it's like, well, why aren't you? I'm not doing it. That's just what it is. And I think as a woman, you have to put your foot down. Yeah. Because no matter what setting you're in, what show you're in, if they want to push for a sex scene, they're going to push for a sex scene. Sure. And as a woman, you have to, because I think it's I don't want to say this, but it is very different when a man does a sex scene and a woman does a sex scene. It's very different. For sure. Yeah, it's very different. When you see a guy's butt, oh, it's funny. When you see a girl's butt, whoa. Why? I don't, that's, okay, so now we're only going to label her as that. And that's difficult because then you get stuck in these roles that everyone wants to just see you for your body and not your talent or anything else.
But do you think do you feel like you would be put in that box? I feel like if you have a leading role like that, but you do those type of scenes, I feel like you can kind of come out of it, but yeah, I feel like if you kind of got hired and it was just like a one-liner and you were there, I feel like different.
That's like you're done. Yeah, I'm not saying like you're done, but I think it's true. I think if you are a lead, it's different to come out of it. And I think it's also when I did my team and myself and Zuri, we did a great job handling the whole situation. There was a lot of sex scenes, and I was like, cut that out, cut that out, cut that out, cut that out. Yeah, it's like I'm not doing it. There's just absolutely no way because my kids are going to see this one day. Everybody's going to see this, you know what I mean? And so I think that's another important thing that as I go through my career and as everyone should go through their career is be mindful of the roles that you take because that will carry you through life. Yeah, it might be so cool to do it now, but hold on. Are you going to be okay with 30 years down the line when this gets out and your kids are like, hey, Mom, you did this. What's going on here? And so I think it's really good to have a good foundation within yourself when you go into the industry, know what you're okay with and what you're not okay with, and really have that set in stone in your heart. Because there's going to be times where it's going to be like, no, you should do this. No, but my morals are here, and you're not going to steer me away from that because I already have this set in stone in my mind. And that's okay to say no. Yeah. It's okay to say no. You can walk off that set. You can say no. You can walk off the set. And they're going to budge because they have to have you. They need you on the set. So that was my biggest thing for this season was saying no and standing my ground. And I think, if anything, what being a lead taught me is you have to stick up for yourself and you have to stand your ground with certain things. Because they're going to try to come here and you're like, nope, we're on an even playing field. I'm sorry. We're not going to do any of that. So, yeah.
That's major that you stood up for yourself and was able to speak on the things that you didn't want to do. Yeah. A lot of people in Hollywood feel that they have to do certain things.
Yeah, to get to that.
Point.
So for you to be able to stand tall on your ground, that's major. Shout out to all the actors out there, take her advice and be able to really stand your ground and choose the roles that's beneficial for you.
I would never even think, to hear that now, if I go into something like that, I know I can, I have leverage.
You do.
So that's good because I would have just been like, shoot, this is my first,
No.
leader role. I gotta
do it.
No, that's what we gotta do. We gotta do it.
Yeah.
No,
no,
seriously.
You don't know, like, you're scared that they can just get somebody,
100%.
else.
And you know what? And they can get somebody else.
Did that
because
cross your mind?
It did. But you know what? Here's where I'll say, right? It did cross my mind, but if they got a new girl, okay, fine, do that. Yeah. That's not for me then. Yeah. That's not for me then. These are not the people for me, right. Because God is not going to put me in a situation where, one, I can't handle by myself, and that He's not in the room. And so I felt fully confident, and I'll say some stuff later, but I felt fully confident in where my position was, where I was like, no, I'm not going to do this. This is not Stars. Yeah. This is not Game of Thrones. Right. There's no way I'm going to do X, Y, and Z.
Stars wild.
And that's what I'm saying. Stars wild. And that's fine if it's like, if you want to do that. And I'm not shaming anyone who does a sex scene. If you want to do it, you know what I mean? Do your thing. Mm-hmm. It's just not for me.
Yeah.
That's
respect. That's respect.
Yeah.
It's a lot of navigating through the industry. You have your high moments, you have your low moments, but how do you navigate through, like, your slow moments of, like, acting? Yeah. And stuff like that.
I would say, so I've been getting really close to God recently, and honestly, that is what's been getting me through. I just read this book. It's I think it's called Flourish, and it's about a garden, how you're planting seeds, and while you're waiting, it may not look like a garden right now, but look, the seeds are planted. It's being watered. It's being nourished. Like, just look at it. Yeah. It's gonna happen. Just it's in the waiting season. It's in the harvesting season. It's in the preparing season. So I think right now, I am really just taking ownership of myself, seeing where I'm at, and then also, I'm not going to say yes to everything. I'm going to just take some time, and in this season, I really do trust. God would never put a vision in your head if you didn't believe that you were capable of doing it. And so I'm like, well, you gave me this for a reason. I know it's going to happen. It may not be on my timing, but I'm trusting that it's going to happen in your timing. Mm-hmm. And so that's just what's been keeping me through, honestly. But also, I've been writing my own stuff. And I think right now in this, because the industry right now, it is really slow. Right. It's really slow. And everybody, I think it's so funny when people are like, what are you doing next? I'm like, it's a privilege to go from show to show and product to product. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm not the Zendaya yet, and so in this time, I've seen a lot of people doing their own stuff. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the new wave, honestly. You have to. Because we're not going to wait for somebody to give us an opportunity. Okay, I'll just make my own stuff. Right. Everyone can film. And I feel like
at this point, we know some type of connect to, like, get our stuff in the door somewhere.
Exactly. So I've seen a lot of people in this same season that I'm in, everybody is in. They're like, we're just going to, you right? Yeah, I right. Yeah. You have a camera? Yeah, okay, so let's just do it.
Right.
And I think that's the new wave coming up, that everyone's just doing their own things, and like film festivals. Guys, she's going to Essence, by the way. I don't know. She's going to Essence, by the way. I gotta plug that in there. No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you see things that are in Essence, American Black Film Festival, and you're doing your own thing. And I think that's what, in this period, that I want to be doing is, what is it called? Creating this way. Is it called linear? Parallel, yeah.
Networking across.
Yeah, across. Because some people, everyone wants to go up, and it's like, dude, the next person is right here.
Right here.
We're all on the same playing field right now.
Because when we really get to that level, it's going to be crazy how many endless opportunities we have, because we've all, like, are in the same, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. We're on the same circle. Exactly. So I think that's the biggest thing.
5-10 years from now,
we are going to be Hollywood for real.
Exactly.
Hollywood, no. So it's a must that, like you said, we create our own content. Yeah. Write, produce, direct our own films, get them out to festivals, cast the homies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Boom.
You know what I'm saying?
Boom.
Make sure that we all working. You know what I'm saying? That's a big deal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we're excited to see what you do.
Yeah,
listen, I'm excited.
What are you, where can we follow you? What is next for you? I know you were talking about your vampire series.
So that is next. I'm actually in the middle of shooting a short. Okay. I just wrote 3 shorts at the moment, but
not one.
But that's the something right now, but I've been auditioning like crazy, which is a blessing, honestly, because even I think the biggest thing is, like, we take for granted auditions because there's 1,000 people. If you get an audition, you should be grateful, honey. What are we talking about? No, but I'm in limbo at the moment, but I'm also okay with being in limbo. But the Slade series is next and the shorts.
Okay.
Those
we
are
love
next
it.
right
we
now.
love it.
As long as you're working.
That's how I'm working. You know what I mean?
Even if you just focus on writing your stuff.
You're
that's
planting
fine.
the seeds. You're
Yeah, I'm planting the seeds. I literally just did that in physical form the other day.
Videos turn into lucrative money. They turn
Come
into
on
generational
now.
wealth.
Yes.
Come
Okay.
on
The
now.
classics.
Yeah.
Go ahead with the poem. Go ahead with
Right.
the poem. Go ahead.
Got the steps right there.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes.
Oh, shoot, this has been a dope episode.
Yes.
Hey, thank you for coming on and sharing
Thank
your knowledge. You
you.
know what I'm saying? This has been a blessing. We got some gems, and she was able to talk about how she navigated her career from Pennsylvania to Los Angeles at an early age. So
Yes.
amazing.
Man,
Absolutely.
yes.
Well, I'm your boy, Omar Cook.
I'm Gentel Sharrie,
And I am Jenna Nolen.
and you have watched BoomBox Weekly.
Tap
Boom.
in.
You're listening to BoomBox Weekly.